my work, health, wellness, and that of my children's. Huzzah to you. You're doing a fabulous job, even though I can't see every single little freaking detail. And even when you give me an abundance of information, I, you know, who's to know? The last bit of information that I was given was to lay low. I started questioning things just at the tail end of the day because I can read the room, how things are going, even if I just like take pecks at it, just like little glimpses here and there without even staring into the room. And I can tell automatically when it's like, it goes, zoop, you know, when there's like highs and lows. And when the people who do wrong things, when they're nervous, you know, I can see that. And then when I see when they're overconfident, thinking that they trick they just won it because they tricked everybody. The moment that they were supposed to get into big trouble, they didn't. They're off the hook. That's when I know. I know because of the circumference of things, the energetic orb that that surrounds that core unit, especially when combined. I know when my request for time off isn't answered as timely. I know when like bullshit discussions are being had just for show. And sometimes I play along with it just because, like, you know, that's the prime time where I'm going to get the most information as possible. So I try to take advantage of it. It's not for the sake of like, oh, everybody's playing nice, because I know the difference. So I'm supposed to lay low. What the frick does that mean? Sometimes I think I take that on as a challenge. Like, oh yeah? Subconsciously, anyway. Anyway, the first card is a Fool card. Second card with the left hand is a Temperance card. In fact, the Fool card was a switcheroo because I picked it with my left hand and I displayed it with my right. So what does it mean to lay low? This is literally being chill with this journey. It's almost like orientation, college. It's supposed to build some excitement, but you're also granted a little bit of freedom in your wiggle room, in the learning curve. This is supposed to be hallmark wonderful times. I mean, there's a rainbow in this Temperance card, but it's a real rainbow, real ass rainbow, not like this like generic emoji style rainbow. This is good. So just be chill. Be chill, test waters out, see how things are, and be forgiving of yourself when you make little errors here and there, which I did today. It was just a little error. I mean, nothing crazy. It's not going to make or break a promotion, let me tell you that. It's not going to make or break any kind of raise. So, you know, I guess I'm looking at my life in those terms. Make or break. And if it has no bearing on either of the two, then it's okay. Yeah. That's what I feel like these days. You know, I don't know if I should be fearing... Oh, wait. This is, goes like that, okay? Yeah, I don't know if I should be fearing, what's, you know, court stuff or... I mean, like, it's the end. Like, if anything, there should be a trumpet and a red carpet. And you know, this is a wonderful time. I have to be thankful for that. Like, I got myself up to this point. Can you imagine what life would be like if I didn't make this choice? If I just, like, my knees buckled and then just decided, like, I couldn't do this and I just stopped? Gosh, like, I would be the unhappiest, saddest creature ever. I wouldn't see myself or be as practiced enough to see what kind of talent and discipline I have. I truly have. Yeah. Like, a lot of things have improved. And even if you're looking at the details, like the small things that you don't think matter or unrelated, man, oodles and caboodles of improvements. So it doesn't matter what it looks like from the outside, from an outsider's point of view. Like, I know the changes that have been made, and they're just like phenomenal. Freaking phenomenal. I've never had so many haters in my entire life. That is my observation. And I think that's kind of like a beneficial byproduct, because I realize, oh, I must be doing something right, and I must be allowed in, like, that must mean that I'm allowed into places that a lot of people aren't and don't even know about. Don't even know that it exists. So that's where my life is going now. And it's time to lay low. Just like for this slice of pie, just lay low, enjoy that pie, and it's, you know, who's to know what's to come? It's supposed to be a surprise, okay? So what does it mean to lay low? Other than to chill out, test the waters, be forgiving of yourself, and the way things look. Yeah. Okay, what is this? The Hermit card. Oh, right behind it, the Five of Pentacles. Backpacking the Five of Pentacles. This is the hiker, let me tell you. You see that cliff right there? Oh, look at that. 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 Oh, God. It's like a hologram. So this is a wizard. Not just somebody that goes into the dark night of the soul. Try to find the stars. Try to find solace, respite. Tries not to be afraid of the dark. And he's backpacking. Only the essentials. Five of Pentacles. That is enough. That is more than enough. There's snow on both sides. So there's a continuance. You know, for those that don't know about court terminology, there's a polarized feels to the word continuance. But anyway, there's a continuing field of snowy plows. This is the hiker. I mean, you only carry the essentials because every single like bit does count on that journey. Like, it becomes so cumbersome after a while. So, laying low. Okay, it's about knowing what's needed and what's not. Yeah. This is calling the shots on your own personal journey. What's too heavy? What makes sense? Can I multi-purpose this into something else? You know? I wouldn't say so much that this is like a survivalist guide, but this is just knowing that that extra bit of added weight over the non-essential does make it like a big difference, not just in your comfort level, but also it creates what is it, prolonging pain. That's what it is. When you finally like met your threshold, and it's like you don't even need to go there. When you've met your threshold, with regards to a non-essential item, and you let go of that, and you go through maybe 2 or 3 revolutions of that, then you're like, okay, let me freaking check my backpack. Let me see what else can, like, cause I'm not going to keep doing this, like, taking a pit stop for that. I want my pit stops to be, like, for the scenic view. And, you know, the general human experience, not the extra, like, baggage claims check. Not having to do TSA. Okay? That's what we're doing. Okay? Laying low, that's what it means. I didn't know that there was going to be any, like, any real, answers to this, but, I mean, like, I didn't know what to expect. Because I have my go for a walk card for this whole week. But I have to jumpstart my week, and it's actually going to start today. Ah, look at that! The wheel of the year. Okay, so this is knowing there's a time for everything. Seasons change. Things are turning up for the better. So when you know that, you know what you've immediately been through. You know that times are changing. So this is an honorable mention, the permission slip to lay low. You don't even have to question it. It's kind of just like answers are already there. If I've been here and I have yet to be there, we're going there. That's what's happening. So in laying low, you just relax. You got your personal driver. Cruise control. All right. We only have a few more days left of Mercury retrograde. And yet again, we can condense that down into a ball of like, ah! Just get through it. Okay, so what fell on, okay, there's something that fell on my feet. But here, the Five of Cups, the Chariot in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse, and the King of Swords in reverse. Okay. So someone's along for the ride. Again, the King of Swords makes an appearance, but in reversal. Someone that's laying low, also alongside with me, just like in the background, assisting with the calm. Like, just chill. Just park it here. And we don't need to talk. Just like, just hang out. This is a good friend. This is my fellow air sign energy. One that can really get some terrain, what do you call it? Get some mileage in the mental scapes alongside with me, because all up in my head, you know. But this is again a clearing. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. This is basically a drop off. For the sake of respite. So, the King of Swords knows how to accommodate that. He's honoring that. You know, when you notice somebody that you care about, especially, has gone through quite a bit, you give them a bit of a break. And you hang out with them. Because energetic intentions go a long way in that avenue. So, being a BFF doesn't mean that you always have all the answers or know exactly what to say. Sometimes it's just being there. Okay, what fell on my left toes? Five of Wands, extroverted, accentuated. This is receipt of combat. Laying low. Oh, because on the incoming, there's going to be a lot of backlash, maybe. Maybe. Laying low. But it could also mean, because of that, with what I'm doing, new recruits. people who are kind of opting to be on my side, on my team. So laying low is kind of like the assembly of, you know, Harry Potter's team. Is it School of Hogwarts? In the assembly of a team that can conduct and practice magic, that can kind of share notes, and for the sake of defense. Interesting. Okay. Laying low is a very good thing at this time. So, not to seek it as a challenge, but as a recommendation. Use it for what you got, okay? Interesting. Using the Witch's Tarot, what else is a good contributor here? What does it mean to lay low for a bit at this time? Archangel Michael. Gosh, I thought I was here for a while, but it's only been 16 on the clock. 2 flopped out, 1 closest to me, and 1 a little bit further. Oh, 6 of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So there will be reciprocity here coming through. To further emphasize the latter of what we just talked about. Incoming. In its best sense. These are, there's like a childlike free spirit in all of this. Also like a Santa Claus type of energy. But these are new findings. Someone hollering at us from far away. It's like they just found us. Somebody's been looking for us. If not someone like us. I don't know why I'm getting Goonies here. Total Goonies package right here. Those vibes. It's like the treasure that they were looking for, like, hey, it's over here. And it's the whole experience of where friendships take you. And it's priceless. So there's huge nostalgia here. A huge return. I mean, once you see the that movie, you don't forget it. You don't, you know, it's interesting. Okay. So, laying low. Okay. I can do that. That way, you know, when we see, like, all of the things that happen because of laying low, especially within these frequencies, it makes it so much easier to honor rather than just, like, obey, you know? This is done with much more mindfulness, without getting, like, all up busy in your mental scapes, but it keeps the mental scapes engaged. It's kind of like hand-eye coordination, except it's like, you know, mind-heart, you know, like, I'm there for this. This is good. It doesn't, it minimizes the concept of it being a struggle. Yes, okay. So laying low. So not to downplay what's supposed to happen in court with all of this stuff. You know, what will come will come. And sometimes I wonder, like, what's the worst that can come out of it? I shouldn't give so much weight into, like, the threats or the possibilities that of, like, how I will be perceived. The big finisher is that it's a completion of one state, so I can say that chapter is closed. That's one thing I don't have to think twice about. Do you know how freeing that is? Like freeing in ways I can mentally acknowledge, cognitively acknowledge that I don't know fully what that means. I'm not recognizing, though I do know that it bears a greater weight than what I can kind of conceive at this moment. I do know that there's, it's a huge like influencing factor. I know that. So, like I was telling my one of my kids, like there are certain times where I feel like I've made it in life when I can fill up the gas tank like at full. I feel like I have my life together. And I don't have to worry about it for a good amount of time. That's kind of like, and it's very microcosmic, minor arcana life. A bug's life. That's what it feels like. I can enjoy my day, like without the extra thing. So when we're looking at that energetic backpack, that's what it started out with. It's a game changer. And at this point, I've met a lot of people in this like strange world of mine where there's so much that I don't really see. As far as the greater scheme, my protectors, people looking out for me, people who are doing like, it's like the only things that I really was able to focus in on were the people that were doing me wrong. As like, because like when you're observing, let's say as a scientist or whatever, you're paying attention to the place that has the most like physical activity, the most energetic activity that's very blatant and obvious. And so, and like the discrepancies, the place that has the greatest amount of discrepancies between layers of, worlds, that's like the prime place to like really kind of observe. And so, what were we saying about that, angels of light and love? Well, this is just a different time for me. Oh, yes. So in observing that, I haven't really, like, sometimes like I don't know that I'm passing by people who are secret helpers. So what were we gonna say about that? Dude, I totally forgot. What is it, angels? So yes, so when I'm starting to get better at realizing who's there for me and who's not, or who's trying to be there, and who has good intentions, there are certain things in the way that I move or don't move or whatnot, that I think might be up for question. And I don't know, I'm starting not to give weight to that. Not that it's not important, not that they're not important, but there's a lot of things we don't like that happen that we don't really fully know about. So, what do you want to say? Angels of love and light. Like I'm supposed to not care about how I'm being perceived. I don't, that's not the best way to put it, but Six of Wands in reverse. What's the clarifier for that, Archangel Michael? Nine of Cups in reverse and Queen of Cups in reverse. I don't know how I feel about that. Sometimes you just have to have kind of, what I'm getting here is sometimes you have to have a poker face when there's uncertainty. This is the uncertainty card. Doesn't always mean a lack of confidence. This is the, this is not necessarily being unfulfilled, but kind of hiding that happiness. And the hallmark for that is the Six of Wands, because this is a very abundant card. You know it's coming, Tina. So it's establishing this is a reformation of this card, and saying this is a poker face in times of uncertainty. Like, you don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to be delivered. You don't know how the courts are going to be assessing you. You don't know what's going to really happen until it actually does. So the best thing that you can do is kind of just have faith in yourself, and know that you're in touch with intuitive bodies, whether that be surface level or like at the very, very deep, the part where it's almost the dregs of those bodies. And so laying low is kind of getting to know that sedentary type of energy. And when you lay low within that realm, you get to see other life forms that are very, like, highly adaptable, highly regenerative. So we're talking about like starfish, we're talking about seahorses, we're talking about octopus, we're talking about eels even. So you know, that neighborhood is something great to learn from. And you know, they're also curious about us too, laying low like that, especially when you respect their space as a foreigner. And so there's a whole new energetic orbs built upon that space of intrigue. And when you allow things to be, you kind of make friends in different realms. They teach you bilaterally. And so yeah, that's all they want to say. Oh my goodness. Okay, 28 on the clock. Bottom of the deck is Two of Wands, sizing things up correctly within that space. Top of the deck is the Star card in reverse. There's hope beneath the surface. Yeah. Okay. Bottom of the Two of Wands, I don't know why I'm supposed to look, is the Knight of Swords. A very, very focused energy in sizing things up. Wow, that really added to that, didn't it? That's so cool. All right, so what is your, aka our takeaway in all of this? Seven of Swords. This is an actual takeaway. This is take me away. There's a song there. I don't know what it is. Again, Santa energy, except with the hat. The thinking cap of getting into the spirit of all of this, because Seven of Swords also depicts very like scum-like energy, people who steal and thieve and like do things in the dark. But here, this is out in the open. This is the circus. This, the context of this is this is definitely a steal. This is definitely a takeaway. Interesting. I don't know what else to say about that. Huh. So, this is organically happening. This is a natural. This isn't somebody who's creeping away. This is an actual takeaway. Okay. Laying low. Acting naturally. This is good. Okay, so what is just my takeaway? And this is, I have to say, this is the best thing, especially when you're, especially when I'm, because I get a lot of anxiety. But when I'm meeting, kind of VIP list people, or, groupings, yeah, just act naturally. Just what Mama said, just be yourself. In your most, like, at best norm. So I'm doing a lot more of that nowadays, and so I think that's great, because from where I came from, being very sheltered and protected, there's only so many times where you could play that card without realizing that you're playing a card. And once you realize that's a card, you got to change that up. And Geminis, my air energies, are so good. Once there's self-realization, it moves automatic to, at its like quickest form, to self-actualization. So that's the Four of Wands, right down to the Lover's card. All right, so what is my takeaway? Just mine. Archangel Michael, what are your thoughts? Eight of Wands, communication. This is also from a distance. I'm hearing Bette Midler. From a distance. I don't know what to say. And then I don't know. I forget what she says, but it's definitely, it has messaging there. Again, the messaging will come through in the bodies of water, you know. So don't question yourself in this. The Queen of Cups in reverse. This is more like, these are uncertain times, and there's nothing to be afraid of with that, you know. So, communication though. It is insured. This is protected communication. So not to force it, because it is coming in. It is directed towards me. And no one can intercept that. There's 8 freaking wands. And they're all coming from places of well-versed diversity, is what they're saying. You see all the blooms on it? Also something about in bloom, nirvana. I forget what they say. All the pretty sounds. Knows not what it means. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Clarifying card for that. May I? King of Pentacles. Definitely boss. It's not boss-like energy. It is the boss energy. Someone who's already very abundant. Who has accomplished a lot. Like big things. So they don't... This is something not to be afraid of. Sometimes I worry about how I'm being assessed. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I worry about, I have second thoughts about how I'm being assessed. That like these small things, maybe they are just smaller than what they actually are. But having the King of Pentacles here, he's very, or she is very well versed in identifying not just what's a moneymaker, but also the energetics that maximize those opportunities. You see how big that pentacle is right there? It's bigger than a steering wheel. So even though this sentience has created a great deal, they are also constantly looking. This is kind of like an auditor at heart, opportunities for improvement. So this is not like hitting a plateau, making that kind of a pentacle. There's so much more than just like what's in front of you. And even if it's created with your own magic. So this kind of a person understands that. In fact, this is something about a landlord or something, because there's, he has several properties here. This is just one. So not only is he surrounded by neighboring energetics like that, but I initially had the feeling that he owns that property, he owns this property. He's like overlooking his actual kingdom. So he's in link with several properties. This is obviously somebody who's well traveled. This is definitely a pioneer, because you see his boots are kind of like pilgrim-like. You hardly ever see that much detail. Somebody didn't want me to say that. But yeah, this is somebody who comes from royalty, I feel like. You know, the energetics, or, you know, like past life shit. For real. You see like all that purple behind them? You hardly ever see that kind of detail of the symbology. But definitely somebody who is also versed in some type of combat, because of, you see that sleeve right there? For sure. Definitely. Definitely. And it's the kind of combat that enforces respect for the form, the artistry, the history behind that that learning, because you know, it's the green heart chakra symbology. So it's not like bloodthirsty in its sport. In fact, you wouldn't really call it a sport. It's more so the achievement of combat within its personal sense and community sense is what they're saying. Yeah. So that's very interesting. This person is super duper abundant, I just realized, because there's a canopy of grapes that lay before him. And do you see how high his castle is? That's like Jack and the Beanstalk type of canopy on that. That's crazy. That's okay. So that's clarifier. Communications are coming straight to me. That's interesting. Okay. I love this part in receptivity as Like, these are uncertain things. Like, I mean, I'm certain of these things, but, and it's very detailed. Like, I prefer to be, surprised. And so with that, when you leave it open like that without having to ask, like, you know, like it's in an interrogation unit, you allow the universes to do their thing, do their stuff. Yeah, and that way it just comes in. So that's wonderful. This is so good. I know something's coming in for me, and I know that, you know, this is a new term that psychics have been using, unfuckable with. That's what that is. That's what's happening there. I want to get a card for that. That energetic that was just described. Two of Pentacles. So yeah, the ship is already coming in as things are being balanced, things are being weighed. So this is what it means to lay low. It's to just focus on what's right in front of you. Things are coming in. I don't even know, like, what does this even mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see your 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 X's on his 12 stitches on his front shirt. So it's the 8 and the 4. Okay, putting work into it. And ownership. Okay. So 12. This is something that happens. This is definitely condensation. We keep getting condensation, but this is also condensed. Pentacles is the depiction of years, because it's the longest thing. It takes the longest to manifest. So when we have 2 years here, it's saying that these X, like Xing out months, these are Xing out the months. So it's actually 2 years condensed into one single year. I don't even know what that means. There's a lot of things occurring in this coming year, or this year alone. There's a lot of traction and a lot of attraction. Something about a voyage. See, in talking about the things that I've, like, are to come for me, there was a lot of noted movement in travel. There was a lot of focus in travel. And then somebody close by decided that they wanted to kind of like try to swap destinies or reassign, like delegate my, steal my like fortune or destiny or whatever it is, and reallot it to someone else. So someone else is actually going to be in travel. So what it appears to be. And so that's when the divine decided to reassign a few things and make my winnings a shit ton better. And even saying it like that is very, it doesn't hold a candle to what actually is about to roll out. So, you know, I don't have any hard feelings towards it. I just, it's something that I just noticed when I was delivered the news. And the smug quality of the surrounding environment, you know, that only lasts for so long, especially when they see that you don't respond. So it was great to get the confirmation, though, that I was reassigned something much more elevated than the peanuts that they they found interest in. So that's it for now. I think that's it for now. I'm probably going to pull some cards offline for myself, but that's it. So thanks so much for all donations provided in light and love. I certainly appreciate it. But now that this reading is officially over, upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assisting with a sequence of rollout. Regardless if you were here for a second or 2 or 5 or 20 minutes or whatever. In light and love. It all applies. I close the portals in this reading.